Good evening. Okay, I'm just going to share into my private closed group and then we can make a start. So bear with me while I just share this and then we'll go. Okay, group. It's funny how my group's halfway down my group list, not at the top. Anyway, not to worry. Okay, so it's good to see a few of you on. If you can like and share this post, that would be amazing. So we've got Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Colette. Hi, Lisa. And hi, Wendy. And fantastic. So yeah, if you can offer some likes. Hi, Sandy. So yeah, like, share the post. This has kind of come out of the blue based on the cards that we've been getting for, thank you for the likes, thumbs up, based on the cards that have been coming up through the weekly guidance, and the same card came up again, clearing the way around finances, and then we've got a karmic trench card. So I'm kind of like, and money healing money stories is very much kind of in vogue at the moment. So, you know, I figured I'd offer my my take on it. Why not? Because money does come up in soul realignment sessions that I do anyway. So I figured it would be useful for us all to have a little bit of healing. And I did put out, you know, a couple of posts getting people to kind of feedback on maybe what their money beliefs were, how they felt about money. And, you know, that would just help shape this session. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Brittany. So the kind of the feelings that I got, and I'm going to be looking at my notes here, is that we have a lack mindset at times, and it's not obviously something that we intend, but it can be when we are focused on money and we worry about money, then we do kind of get into this lack mindset rather than looking at all of the abundance and the kind of great stuff that we have in our lives. And even when you're kind of feeling a bit low and a bit crap, and sometimes you find you kind of lose sight on that, it's still important that we can still come back to that place of kind of looking at the abundance and feeling grateful for what we have, because that is what the switch is that you need in your mindset to kind of pull you out of the lack. Once you start to pull yourself out of the lack, that's when you start to attract more flow and more abundance into your life. But until you kind of come out of that lack mindset, it's blooming hard and you just attract more lack. So the focus on lack, the lack mindset, is obviously a big issue. Scarcity, so that's also something that could come up, and you know, some of this will be rooted in present lives, a lot of this will be rooted in past lives. So, you know, when I'm going to do this clearing, I'm going to ask for all timelines to be cleared. The other aspect that we have is that we don't feel worthy to receive. So we've got things about self-worth, low self-worth, and those types of issues. And then also what came up was spending money. So, and spending money is a form of self-treating. It's a form of reward. However, if you're spending too much or you're spending over your budget and what you can actually afford, then obviously it becomes an issue, and then it's perpetuating this kind of lack, kind of mindset, scarcity, but we're doing it as a kind of form of self-treat. So again, that's kind of linked to self-worth and using money to make us feel good, and that's probably masking something else that might need to be looked at in a deeper way. So for me, I used alcohol to not kind of want to really think, to block out stuff, and there wasn't anything in particular that I was really blocking out, to be honest, that I kind of particularly remember, but I have done an awful lot of stuff, so my memory is not absolutely great. Obviously, I was using drugs and alcohol to have a good time, but it kind of gets past that point, and then you use it to self-medicate. So there was obviously self-worth issues for me. Some of it was definitely linked to self-worth and stress, and kind of number of issues. And it's only since I've stopped drinking that I've been able to work on certain aspects that I've kind of just not wanted to face, aspects of me, my shadow, inner child. There's all sorts of stuff with my inner child that I completely blocked out from from like school. So yeah, so there's definitely things there and I used alcohol for that. For some people, they would use money. So that's so my intention is really to look at breaking the shackles and the chains of the past, so we can maybe embrace a bit more freedom and a bit more flow into our lives. So I'm going to look at certain blocks that I know that can come up in the Akashic records, and I will do a blanket clearing. So, if they're relevant to you, they'll get cleared. That's my intention. If they're not, then it's not going to do any harm. We're going to look at mindset. So there'll be mindset blocks, certain things there which I'll ask to be cleared. And then we've got the aspects of the emotional body that, we want to cover off: the self-worth, the esteem, victim tendencies, which will kind of be linked with the lack and not taking responsibility. So sometimes we want to hand over the responsibility of finances to somebody else, and actually it's our responsibility. So, we want to improve that. And then we've got to look at the ancestral stuff. So we're looking at our own, but the ancestral stuff, the things that we hold from our ancestors, is really, really key. So whenever I'm doing my own clearing and it's not going down to maybe 0%, so I'm still maybe holding on to a little bit of a residue of a block, chances are 9 times out of 10, it is ancestral stuff that I then need to clear. So that's the stuff that we're going to look. So it's going to be a big chunk of stuff that I'm just going to ream out, that I'm going to get the pendulum to clear. And then I want to replace it with some positive energies back onto our timeline. And it's really about us being able to start to change our mindset to allow more flow. Now, obviously, from a kind of a 3D aspect, we need to also look at how we can improve our finances. Me doing a bit of pendulum healing and energetic stuff is great, but also physical action also helps improve our finances. So it's looking at where you can save money, where you can switch things to get maybe a better deal, maybe where you could start saving instead of spending, looking at maybe getting a better job. Maybe getting more support from other people around you. Are you giving money to other people that you don't need to? Have you got subscriptions and things on apps and all that type of stuff that you might not need, that is, trickling money out here and there. So that, you could do your own financial health check, but also it's kind of looking at your attitudes towards money. And when I say attitudes toward money, there is these kind of proverbs that are knocking around. And I've gone through a few proverbs, and I've just kind of picked out the ones that stick out for me. And again, these will be probably rooted in past life or conditioning, that, your kind of environmental conditioning, your family setup. So it would have been one of the blocks that I look at in the soul realignment work that I do, and it's normally on an advanced session, we look at unconscious patterns, and what they are is patterns and codes that are picked up from our parents or maybe siblings, usually our parents though. And because we're at such a young age, between the 0 and 7, our brains are like sponges, and we don't realise, obviously, we're taking on, it's either going to be behaviours, communication or attitudes. So your unconscious patterns might be coming from, the people that are around you when you were very young. So one of the proverbs that you might be holding on to, and you'll probably have your own as well, but money will change me. So people might be holding a belief somewhere in their consciousness, probably the subconscious, that money is going to change them. So, you know, on a subconscious level, I don't want to take or attract money because it'll change me. So that's a proverb that you might be holding on to. Money can't buy happiness. No, actually, this is one that I totally agree with. Money can't buy happiness because, you know, we can get happiness in so many other ways. So money can't buy happiness. I do agree with that. So that's not one that I'm going to be kind of working on. Money is the root of all evil. So that's one that I think we all relate to. So on some level, we could be holding on to that. So again, we're going to repel the opportunity to allow money in. Now, this is one that I've not heard of, but I'm going into past lives here. This is a 16th century, mid 16th century English proverb. So you cannot serve God and mammon. So what that meant was that you can't serve God and money. So money was always regarded as an evil influence, and that dates back from the mid 16th century. So that's, you know, that's old stuff. But if we started to believe that at that time, we're just going to be holding on to that. And money is burning a hole in my pocket. So I picked that up just because if you feel that you kind of constantly have money coming in and money going out, and we're not able to actually capture some of that and maybe save it, it could be that we have money is burning a hole. And it's almost like you have to get rid of it, you know, because again, it might be that because you think it's evil or whatever. So they're just some of the ones that I picked up on. So you probably have your own. And if you do have your own, then just hold those in your mind when we're kind of doing this clearing, because they're going to be related to old programs, beliefs, that type of thing. So, you know, if you want to write them down or just hold them in your mind when I'm doing the clearing, then do. So I'm just going to say a few hellos. Hi, Rebecca. Can you include the fear of losing money? We can indeed. And that's a good one, actually, fear of losing, because that means that you're holding on too tightly. So then what we're doing there, because money is energy, it's not anything more, it's not anything less. The universe doesn't give a monkeys about money because it doesn't recognize money as being anything other than, like, I guess, the air that we breathe. It's just another form of energy. It's because we have such an attachment to money because of what it can bring, or what it can cause, the cause and effect of money. So if you've got a fear of losing money, then you're really holding on to that energy and you're not allowing it to flow. So then you're kind of preventing any other money coming to you. So it's about this kind of giving and taking and keeping this flow of energy, this flow of money moving around. So that would mean that, yeah, you could have that block there. So that's really good. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Regina. Hi, Joe. Can't open live. Oh, okay. Maybe try in my group. I'm doing this from my Facebook, but I have streamed it into the group as well. And hi, Catherine. I'm just going to see if there's any more comments. Oh, gosh, no, I don't want to hear myself. Suzanne says, hello, Marina. Worry about not having enough, and I also feel I am not good enough. So you've got the self-worth. So we've picked up on self-worth already. So thank you for that, Suzanne. Not having enough. Okay, so you've got the scarcity. So we're looking at scarcity as well. So fear of not having enough. And yeah, the self-worth is huge. Not feeling deserving. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my pendulum, my big pendulum. I'll just tilt you down a little bit. So kind of energy healing, pendulum healing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to everybody's timeline and Akashic record. Now, if you don't want to receive healing, then you don't have to take part. But if you want to receive this healing, then just say, I receive the healing. And I'm going to request that this is done for everybody's highest good, health, mental, emotional, spiritual well-being. And higher selves and guides, can we activate, I request that you activate this healing to the most appropriate level possible for each person. So whatever is the best for them in their highest good. So I'm also going to request that this healing is done on all timelines in all lifetimes. And it's done through all dimensions, all universes. And it's done on every conscious level. So our conscious level obviously is stuff that we're conscious of. Our subconscious stores about 800,000 times more stuff, if you could get your head around that, than our conscious mind. So this is why most of our blocks, our beliefs, our programs, all that type of stuff is being held in our subconscious level. So we always clear, but I also like to clear the unconscious as well, because like I've mentioned already, from present lifetime, we can hold on to unconscious, negative unconscious patterns that come from parents or caregivers. I'm also going to request that we clear the Akashic record with all of the blocks that I'm going to mention, and all spiritual learnings and knowledge are kept intact, but we're now going to state that we've learnt whatever spiritual lessons we need for the blocks that get released. And we would just like the energies of those blocks now to come to the surface and be removed off our timeline. And we want the energy of these blocks to also be eliminated from our 8-body system. So that's the kind of general thing that I'm going to put out there before I go into this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to clear constraints, all constraints. So we're going to connect to the root of each of these blocks, please, and clear to 0. And then eliminate from our timelines and Akashic record. So eliminate those energies off our timeline. So we want constraints removing, contracts, vows, hooks, cords, threads, any negative unjustified karma. We want to clear old programs, imprints, beliefs, implants, time loops, illusions, negative thought forms, compassionate connections, and soul level bargains. And also negative intentions, curses, just come to me, curses. From the emotional body, we want to clear all blocks related to low self-worth and esteem, and victim tendencies and not taking responsibility. And that's responsibility of our own creative experience, but also creating our own money, our own wealth. Okay, our intention is to release all of these blocks to help heal a lack mindset, a mindset that might be focused on lack at the moment. We want to start to heal this. We want to heal maybe the focus on scarcity and not feeling worthy enough to receive, to not be spending money in order to reward, self-reward. We also want to connect into poverty consciousness, And from the ancestral lines, we want to also connect to the maternal and paternal line, all the way back to the beginning of time. We're going to send healing down both of those lines, green healing down those lines, forgiveness and love to all ancestors that may be carrying similar blocks related to poverty consciousness, to lack, to scarcity, to low self-worth, low self-esteem, not being deserving. And from the ancestral lines, we also want to clear any karma, any vows, any contracts, beliefs, programs, and conditioning that are not for our highest good, that are no longer in alignment with promoting flow of abundance into our present life. Please clear any other blocks or restrictions not mentioned that are affecting our ability to attract and manifest abundance, wealth, and success into our life now. Any hidden blocks from any hidden consciousness, clear these now. So we're connecting to root causes and we are completely clearing these from the timeline now. And that is all for our highest good, health, emotional, spiritual well-being, mental well-being. I also want to just clear also judgment from others, judgment from the collective consciousness around money and wealth status. Anything that's holding us back from the perception of judgment and the belief that we will not be accepted if we have wealth. We just now want to connect to the root cause and clear to zero. Okay. Still going. This will go for a little while, I think, so it's going to be quite deep. So just keep breathing into while the pendulum is doing its work. So the pendulum is working off light. And because I'm using words and a pendulum, it's allowing the healing to be much stronger because it's creating an energy vortex. So the words have more meaning and more potency. And because I've requested to be in your Akashic record, then obviously we're clearing that energetic field as well. And also your timelines. You might find as this healing is happening, or a few days, or even longer after the healing has been done, that you'll start to maybe think of beliefs, remember things around money, or start to recognize what your attitudes have been around money. And then once you start to bring awareness, you're able to then make a change about it. But this healing is going to allow things to come to the surface, which is what we want. I'm going through a similar process, and I'm finding that other, things are coming up for me, and I'm able to then think about things differently, or what you find with pendulum healing is that eventually it just doesn't seem to be important, or you just forget about it, and it's kind of just healed off your timeline. It just kind of disappears. That's generally how I find pendulum healing. It's quite gentle. I've also experienced it being quite dramatic for myself as well. So, you know, we're clearing an awful lot here, so it's going to go for a while. I can feel the healing and the clearing in my crown, so. Okay, are we done? Okay, just give my arm a rest before we start to imprint some more positive stuff. Okay, so hi Monica, could do with more money. Yes, absolutely. And we want to invite the abundance in. Hi Granyan. Hi Joe. Granyan saying, feeling low in energy at the moment. Lots of different things happening work-wise. Oh, great. Doubts and stress. Yeah, that's normal. There'll be a bit of egoic resistance with the doubt. Just push through it. There's nothing for you to doubt, Granyan. You're absolutely amazing. So just don't doubt anything there. Okay, so now we've done some clearing. I'm just going to check. To what percentage are those blocks now cleared from our timelines? 100%. Okay, great. So what I'm going to now do is just I'm going to imprint. So I'm going to install some more positive energies back onto our timeline, which I think as things start to come up that we can kind of maybe look at a little bit deeper, or we can just release. It's just going to help negate those energies and, you know, help us move forward. So the energetic, the emotional energies, the new energies, the positive energies that we're now going to spin or install onto everybody's timeline that wishes to receive, and just say yes. We want these to be present in this present timeline and future timelines. Again, we want these to be effective on all conscious levels throughout all of our 8-body system. And we are now replacing these energies with abundance, freedom, contentment, fulfillment, empowerment, healthy ego, confidence, positive mindset, and inner wisdom. And if you can think of any more that that you would like to spin onto your own timeline, just say them to yourself now, and that will be included in this this imprint. So please include any other words not mentioned in this request, this imprinting request, please. So having the confidence to not fear losing money. So trust that things will work out exactly as they need to work out, that everything is perfect. Help us also really see the abundance that we already have in our lives, and to recognize that abundance. Allow us to create flow, new opportunity, new positive mindset, beliefs, replacing the old. new energy. Harmonize our relationship with money and abundance. Allow it to flow freely onto this present timeline from now. Allow us to see all the opportunities where we can attract and create our own wealth and success. Allow us to have the confidence to act on those opportunities. Without fear or judgment from the collective consciousness. Allow us to negate our ego and any egoic resistance that may arise, and allow us just to observe objectively and still move forward, and even act when we feel a little fearful or uncomfortable. Allow us still to take new steps, new action to creating, attracting and manifesting our abundance. Allow us to feel this in all of our 8-body system now, all timelines through all of our conscious levels. Pass this healing and this activation also into our future, or onto our future generation timelines. And that is for our highest good, health, emotional, spiritual, mental well-being. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and so it is. So again, I'm just going to let this spin. Okay. Has that now been placed and activated onto our timelines? Okay, great. So that's just the first, there was a lot. I might have done a little bit too much there, but it's okay, because your higher self and your guides will only allow you to, and your guardian angel will only allow you to take on what is the most appropriate for you. And also, not everything is going to be applicable. So do be gentle with yourself. No negative self-talk. Don't judge yourself. Just allow whatever comes up to come up. And if you need to reach out to me, feel free to message me, email me if there's something that you're not sure about. But I would make a note of what your beliefs and your mindset or your feelings are about money, or what comes up for you after this healing, because I've asked for it to come to the surface so it can be released. Energetically, we can shift stuff, but it is going to come to the fore, and it then needs to be physically looked at. So, as I say, you can do the physical things as well, in terms of saving money, doing your financial checks, but also looking around at what people do you have in your, that you surround yourself with, and what is their mindset around money. I'm quite conscious, so I do have people around me in my circle, and it's just circumstances that I have those people there. So it's about being able to put your own boundaries, and it could be energetic boundaries, between you and that person, so that you are not energetically taking on their views about money or their lack mindset. So what I do is I tend to protect myself in the morning, and I don't like to call it protection, because that sounds like we're kind of getting attacked energetically. which, you know, we're not, but it's more about me empowering my own energy, making sure that I've got my own energetic boundaries, that I'm not taking on other people's energy, they're not taking mine, and with that I'm not taking on their beliefs either. And then what I tend to do is perhaps do a clearing of my energy at night time, so it's a bit like, you know, a kind of spiritual shower, as it were. So I'm kind of mindful that I'm doing practices like that. So that really helps, because if you're not doing stuff like that, then what you might find is over time you're taking on other people's beliefs, and eventually they do become your own, or you get really affected by them. You know, your vibration drops. So, you know, it's down to us to be able to keep our vibration high. And if that means that we have to cleanse and protect and do all of that, then that's our responsibility to do that. But it's recognizing where is your lack mindset, or your focus on money, or your thing about scarcity. Is it somebody else's? Is it your own? Does it come from childhood? You know, what is driving that? And then see what you can do differently to kind of negate that. So that's what I would suggest, and hopefully that will help. I'm certainly finding the stuff that I've been doing over the last few weeks, I'm definitely feeling more in flow. The most I've been feeling in flow for a good while. So, and money is very important to me, because I do have a love of money, and I'm not ashamed to say that. But that's down to my divine gift, because the divine gift that I have, money is quite an integral part, and it does kind of drive me. So having a scarcity of money also can send me in a bit of a spin. So, you know, I'm kind of I can really relate to a lot of this stuff, but at the moment I'm being very much in the flow. And the other thing that I do a lot of, and I've always kind of kept this as a practice for the last at least 12 months, is having a gratitude journal that I fill in every day. And, you know, I started off with just doing 3 things that I was really grateful for before I fell asleep at night. It was just a nice thing to kind of think about before you went to bed. But I find now that I'm just kind of writing more than 3, and, you know, I'm not even kind of really having to think about a lot of things or really ponder, because just little things just come to me really easily. But just doing little kind of tasks like that, little actions, it really does help kind of put more of a positive spin and changes certain attitudes within you, you know, within you. So that would be something else that I would maybe recommend. Okay, I'm just going to read some comments. Suzanne says, I realise that there are times I hide the abundance gifts I have received for fear of judgment. There is a thunderstorm here. Oh, amazing. So you've got all the energy, you've got the weather helping you to clear. This is great. Fantastic. Fab. Okay, so that is going to really help clear. So you want to get yourself out in that storm if you can, and get rained on. Okay, so I think, oh, hang on. Lisa says, thank you. We'll see what comes to the surface now. Yes, Lisa, let me know. And Joe says, love the gratitude. No, I absolutely love the gratitude thing. It totally works. And I know some people do it with their kids, and I kind of tried it with my kids, but they weren't that bothered. But what you can do is you can do like a gratitude jar and have it in your kitchen or wherever, and everybody has to think of something that they're really grateful for that day, and they put it in the jar. Or it could be that you say it about a person in the home or whatever, and then maybe at the end of the year you can empty the jar and then go through all the little messages, and you don't have to show each person what you're putting in, and then it's just nice to have all these messages at the end of the year to kind of look at, or, you know, just little memories or whatever you're kind of grateful for. So that might be something that you might want to do with your kids. Catherine says thank you, and Teresa says thank you. Fantastic. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me. And as I say, do let me know how this healing has kind of helped maybe remove a layer. It's obviously not going to eliminate stuff, but it's a start. That's the main thing. We're making a start on our money healing, money stories. Okay, so I'm going to let you go to bed. I'm going to go and get some tea. Kids, yes, we'll do that. Amazing. You'll have to post some pictures, Joe, of your gratitude jar. Colette, thank you. And it's lovely to see you on tonight, Colette, as well. I hope you're well. Okay, so thank you very much, guys. And I will upload this to YouTube. So if you've not joined my YouTube channel, do subscribe and hit notifications, because that healing could be done over and over again. So I think it would remove you're only going to be able to remove so much at one time. So if there's certain blocks you have got that are not ready to come up, they wouldn't have been removed. So it could be one of those that you could do maybe every month or a couple of months, and you would receive more healing. So it doesn't matter when you watch this, it doesn't have to be live. Pendulum healing is amazing. It can be done anytime. Okay, Kerry says hello. Hi, Kerry, we're just about to go. Raquel, nice to see you, Raquel. You're a new name, so thank you for joining us. And Kerry says good evening, fantastic. And Monica says, I really enjoyed this healing. Oh, you're very welcome, Monica. Okay, so love and blessings to you all. And I will see you on my page or in my group. If you've not joined my group, I will put a link in this post, and then if you want to join it, it's free. But I do a little bit more in there than I do on my business page. Okay, so thanks, guys. And oh, Maria, you just missed us. You'll have to watch the replay. Okay, I'll speak to you soon. Bye.